Surely the great Torrhen Stark would have sooner died than bent the knee, unless he believed the Conqueror could bring unity to the Seven Kingdoms.
House of the Dragon Season 2's opening credits not only revealed the mystery regarding some historical Valyrian events, but it also confirmed that Alicent's son, Daeron, will be on the show. The opening credits revealed details like how the Valyrians tamed the dragons, what caused the Doom of Valyria, Alicent's son Daeron Targaryen on the green table, and which houses will be supporting which rulers, etc. In this video, I'm going to discuss all of these teeny tiny details you might have missed, so stay tuned for that. Greetings Throne Watchers. This trailer is very similar to the Season 1 trailer where blood flowed from one place to another to show the order of events, where Season 1's opening credits began with the Doom of Valyria and ended with a structure of Valyrian freehold. After showing Rhaenyra has been named heir, Season 2's opening credits will begin with that very structure, with blood spreading through the threads, and then we see golden threads weave the Valyrian structure, which I think indicates that blood or blood magic is the foundation of the Valyrian freehold. By the way, are there any Wheel of Time fans here? Am I the only one who saw this and remembered the quote, "The Wheel of Time weaves the pattern of the ages and the thread it uses are lives"? Anyway, we also see this same Valyrian structure during Season 1 in both the opening credits, which I've discussed in my Season 1 opening credits breakdown video, and in Viserys' room, which I had discussed in my podcast and videos before. Then we see a dragon with a half-naked woman with silver hair, who I think is a Valyrian ancestor by the way, spreading her hands in front of the dragon, while a man with a brown and silver hair is standing behind her. He is holding a dagger or a short sword in one hand and it has blood on it. So there's definitely blood magic involved here. I think what we are seeing here is the very first blood magic ritual that bound the dragons to the Valyrians. Dany also needed blood magic to bring the dragons back into this world. She paid a life for a life and hatched 3 dragons through the blood magic ritual. Dany needed these sacrifices because in her era, dragons have been gone, the magic had started fading from the world, and all the dragon eggs had turned into stones. So this ritual was similar to bringing someone back to life. I already discussed the blood magic in detail in my Game of Thrones Season 8 blood magic video. Anyway, once you zoom in on that man's other arm, you can see he has a stump instead of a hand. I think this indicates he cut off his hand for some kind of binding magic in a blood magic ritual. The reason I think a life for a life is not required here and sacrificing one hand is enough is because the dragons are still alive in this world. So they are not trying to bring someone back to life. So I think sacrificing a hand would allow the Valyrians to form a bond with the dragons. I've already explained in my Why Valyrians Intermarry video about how Valyrians have magic in their blood, which allows them to form a psychic bond with their dragons. Because of this psychic bond, a dragon can feel exactly what their rider is feeling and reacts accordingly. We saw the proof of this with Syrax and Rhaenyra twice. First, when Rhaenyra went into labor and gave birth to a stillborn child, and second, when she found Luke's body. Both times, Syrax reacted to Rhaenyra's pain and screamed. Similarly, you can also see Caraxes react to Daemon's moods and get angry whenever Daemon is angry. Anyway, you can see people gathered around them, who I think are watching this ritual. There are also pillars around them. What do you think these pillars indicate? Are they inside a building or something? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In the next shot, we see the death of this Valyrian man, and I think his death caused the Doom of Valyria. As you can see here, this Valyrian woman is holding this man into her arms, and then yellow flames leap out from the woman, and then we see these flames spread until it reaches one of the volcanoes, and then the volcano erupts, which somehow causes all the other volcanoes to erupt as well. And then we see the Valyrian freehold burning and the dragons falling from the skies, which we also know as the Doom of Valyria. In the background, you can see that all the other volcanoes have erupted as well. As for how this couple caused the Doom of Valyria, I have 2 theories about that, which I'll explain in my What Caused the Doom Doom of Valyria video. Also, in the background, you can see a hill and 6 people standing on it. What do you think it indicates? The second I saw it, I immediately thought of the 7 on the hills of Andalos, where the faith of the 7 is originated from. It is believed that the 7 once walked there in human form. I have a theory on why there are only 6 people here instead of 7, and where is the 7th one in my What Caused the Doom of Valyria video, because I think they are connected and that's why they are shown together here. Anyway, so during the Doom, the flames were so hot that even the dragons burned. You can see the dragons falling from the skies. Can dragons even die from burning to death, or is it because of blood magic? Anyway, I already explained the events of the Doom in my Game of Thrones prequel timeline video. So that's why I believe some sort of blood magic was involved to cause the Doom of Valyria and kill all the dragons. By the way, you can also see not only 1 but 2 dragon pits in front of the Valyrian structure, because they had so many dragons that they needed 2 huge dragon pits to house them. Also, if the dragon pits look so tiny, just imagine how huge the Valyrian structure must be to make the dragon pits look so tiny. Then we see 3 dragons with riders on them. At first, I thought they were the dragons fleeing from the Doom, but then I remembered that there were 5 dragons who escaped the Doom, not 3. So these 3 dragons and their riders are Aegon and Valyrian, who is the largest black dragon. Then there is Meraxes in the middle with Rhaenys on her back, and the last one is Vhagar, who is the smallest among the 3 with Visenya on her back. So I guess you can see we are seeing Vhagar's childhood here. Just kidding. Then we see the body of King Mern Gardener and the Field of Fire, where House Gardener and House Lannister had joined forces to fight Aegon. You can see House Gardener's sigil, that is a hand, and House Lannister's sigil, that is a golden lion, on the shields lying around the dead soldiers. House Gardener became extinct during this battle. This is the only time when all 3 dragons had joined a battle. In this shot, the white dragon on top is Meraxes. Then we see Queen Shara Arryn, King Torrhen Stark, and Edmund Tully bending the knee to Aegon. You can see House Arryn, Stark, and Tully sigils on their cloaks. Then we see House Targaryen's 3-headed dragon banner above Aegon Fort, which will later become the Red Keep, and then the new city growing around it, which will become King's Landing. Then we see Maegor being killed on the Iron Throne, and Valyrian and Meraxes crying in grief. But that doesn't make any sense, because Meraxes died before Aegon did, and Aegon died at the painted table from a stroke. Maegor the Cruel was the one who died with his wrists cut and a sword through his neck, which you can see here. That's why I think they are going to give Maegor's death to Aegon on the show, just like they gave Jane Poole's plot to Sansa, where Sansa married Ramsay instead of Jane Poole. They had also changed the history of where Torrhen Stark met Aegon the Conqueror. So I believe they will swap Aegon and Maegor's death as well. What do you think? Another reason I believe this is Aegon the Conqueror is because in the next shot, you can see his son and successor, King Aenys Targaryen, with his wife, Queen Alyssa Velaryon. You can also see 2 dragons on their sides. One should be Aenys's dragon, Quicksilver, and I don't know who the other dragon is. Which dragon do you think it is? Anyway, beneath Aenys, you can also see a 7-pointed star, probably to show the Faith Militant Uprising, and next to it is what looks like a brown bag or a brown jar of golden dragon coins. Does this imply someone paid the Faith Militant to rebel against the Targaryens, or does it mean something else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Then we skip Maegor and jump straight ahead to King Jaehaerys, and then we see the very first scene of this series, that is the Great Council of 101 AC. By the way, there are statues of all these kings in the throne room, which I've already discussed in my Greens episode breakdown video. Then we see Alicent wearing green and Rhaenyra wearing black, and between them we see 2 tables are set facing each other, and both Alicent and Rhaenyra's families are sitting on their respective tables. On the black's table, you can see Daemon, Princess Rhaenys, Corlys Velaryon, Jace, Luke, and Joffrey. On the green's table, you can see Helena wearing the yellow gown, Aegon, who is shorter in height from Aemond, who is sitting next to him. You can easily tell who Aemond is because of his eye patch and his tall height. And then, can you guess who is sitting next to Aemond? Yes, I was so happy to see Prince Daeron, aka Alicent's youngest son, sitting on this table, confirming that he will be on the show. Daeron is in Old Town right now, which I've already discussed in my season 1 opening credits breakdown video. And next to Daeron is Otto Hightower. Then we see what looks like a golden rose. Now this is what really confused me. The golden rose sigil belongs to House Tyrell, but in the next shot we see Aegon sitting on the Iron Throne wearing Aegon the Conqueror's crown, but the sigil on his green tunic is this golden rose instead of the golden three-headed dragon sigil. Maybe it's supposed to be a three-headed golden dragon? What do you think? Then we see Rhaenyra sitting on her dragonstone throne wearing Viserys's crown and red and black clothes. Then we see a square, which I assume is supposed to be Westeros, divided into two parts by what looks like a weirwood tree, as you can see the roots below and the red weirwood leaves above. Could this mean the old gods or the children of the forest have something to do with this, or is it just to show the weirwood at the Red Keep? And this square is surrounded by yellow flames from its left and right side, which I think shows the realm burning. Below Aegon, there's a green hand and 5 ravens, which I think indicates Otto Hightower sending ravens everywhere to gather support for Aegon. As Aemond said, fighting the war of ravens and quills. If that's the case, it might change later once the dance begins. And as I've discussed in my Game of Thrones season 7, 8 and House of the Dragon season 1's videos before, the thing shown in the opening credit changes when something changes on the show. So if something will change in the opening credits in the future, I'll let you know in that episode's breakdown video. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you don't wanna miss it. And below Rhaenyra is a red hand with a white, red and greenish dragon, which I think shows Sea Smoke, Caraxes and Syrax. As for the red hand, I can't tell why it's red. In one of the trailers, we see Corlys Velaryon wearing a silver hand spin instead of a golden one. So Rhaenyra will make Corlys her hand. So I can't think of why the hand would be red. If you can think of anything, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, so this not only shows the greens and the black sides, but it also shows the houses supporting them. On the green side, you can see House Tarbeck, Fossoway, Peak, Lannister, and then House Hightower in the middle, followed by House Baratheon and Bracken. There are 2 more houses on the green side, but I can't tell whose sigils they are. On the black side, you can see House Stark, Clover, unless it's House Velaryon, but it's too blurry to know for sure. And then there is either a raven or an eagle, which I think could be House Malister. Then we have House Arryn, then House Targaryen in the middle, which is right opposite House Hightower, followed by House Blackwoods and House Beesbury. There are 2 more houses here, but I can't tell which houses they are. If you can recognize them, let me know in the comments below. And then we see Vhagar killing Arrax. You can see Luke's body falling along with Arrax's broken wing and other body parts. And then the opening credit ends with the Iron Throne. This video's comment shout out goes to Carissa Powell, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, who said this was such an excellent breakdown. Thank you, Carissa. I'm really glad to know that you liked it. I'll also post my episode 2 breakdown and episode 3 trailer breakdown videos soon. If you liked this video, please hit the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. 7 blessings to you.